my name is Shelley. I am one of the occupational therapists working at All Hallows Neuro Rehab Centre in Ditchingham. We are a 20-bedded rehab unit based in Ditchingham on the Suffolk-Norfolk border. We provide intensive neuro rehab service for people living with neurological conditions. Some of these might include people living with Guillain-Barré syndrome, brain injuries, strokes, or spinal cord injuries.
Hi, my name's Mark. I'm 45 years old and I'm a resident at All Hallows Neurological Rehab Centre in Ditchingham on the Norfolk-Suffolk border.
Mark, can you tell us a little bit about what led you to be at All Hallows and your journey at All Hallows so far?
Yeah, in mid-January this year, I got food poisoning. I had Campylobacter bacteria in my gut, and I was just getting over that, and I noticed a weakening in my legs and my arms, and this was on a Thursday, and then by the Sunday I was admitted to hospital with Guillain-Barré syndrome. In the space of 4 days I went from being fit and well, I work as a plumber, playing sport regularly, to being nigh on completely paralysed.
Can you tell us, for people who don't know what GBS is, can you tell us a little bit about what that is and how it affects you?
Yeah, well, when I was in hospital, they'd done a lumbar puncture, and then that's when they told me that I had Guillain-Barré syndrome. From what I understand, it comes in and attacks your peripheral nervous system when your immune system's low. So my immune system was low because I had the food poisoning. So while my immune system was low, this thing just came in as a secondary infection and just completely wiped out my peripheral nervous system, which is responsible for pretty much everything that you do in day-to-day life. It took away my ability to walk, my hands, and pretty much everything.
And what's been, would you say, the most difficult thing for you when you first became unwell, and how have you overcome that, and what progress have you made since you've been in rehab?
It's very difficult coming to terms with not being able to walk and not being able to do things that you just take for granted and have done naturally for your whole life. It's very difficult being away from your family. I've been away from my 3 kids now for nigh on 4-5 months. That's the hardest bit. But you do accept it because I'm lucky with this condition. There is the light at the end of the tunnel. That it's not life-threatening in me. I will get better. To what degree, no one knows, but I'll get better. So that's probably been the hardest thing, is just being away from family.
And coming to terms with not having your independence.
Yeah. It's all the little things that you take for granted. I had my big breakthrough last week, peeling a banana. First time in 4 months peeling a banana, and it sounds so stupid, but that was a massive win. Because I couldn't do it. And it sounds so silly, but that was a good day. Yeah.
All the small wins that you have to take. Can you explain a little bit about what some of your therapy sessions look like at All Hallows?
Well, the physio is sort of concentrated on. Initially, it was about transferring from wheelchair into bed and onto commode and things like that. So we were working on slide board transfers, and as soon as I became proficient in that, it meant that I could slide board transfer from wheelchair into a car. So that meant I could go out for a day with my family and stuff, which is brilliant. That opened so many doors. Now it's more on the sit to stand, using different apparatus, and then walking and just building up strength in legs and arms and everything else. Occupational therapy, I'm concentrating on the normal things in life, looking after myself, which is, paramount importance. And, doing things for myself, like making a cup of tea, making breakfast, and, the sort of daily tasks of living, I suppose. And then the other therapy is the sort of the psychological one, going to all the mood and well-being groups and things, and just trying to keep positive. That's the one thing through my journey, as I know you guys like to call it. I've tried to be positive because, I can't change what's happened. So the best thing is to just accept it and beat it, and that's what I'm trying to do.